Alrighty, welcome everybody back to another episode of the Hot and Cold Podcast, Sports and More. I'm your host, David Miller, with my fellow host, Andrew Watkins. I can't call him a co-host anymore because it makes him feel bad about himself. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm so unbelievably tired.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Andrew is currently in a show for his high school, and they had an 8-hour rehearsal today because they canceled their rehearsal yesterday, and their show starts on Thursday. So this poor kid is dead, literally dead.
Yeah, we had an 8.5 hour rehearsal about 30 minutes ago, so I haven't even recovered.
Yeah,
We move.
listen, he's a trooper. He's a trooper. He's sitting through it to record a damn podcast episode, which is also why we're a day late because we've both been very busy. Him with the show, and then I've just been watching copious amounts of film. I mean, literal shit ton of film. I have watched over 150 different prospects in preparation for this damn draft.
Dear God.
Yeah, it's fun though. I'm not complaining. It's just very time consuming. Speaking of the draft, did you see we have a new most viewed video?
Really? Is it
Yeah,
your mock
it's my
draft?
7 round Bears mock draft. Has like 150 views or something like that.
Yeah, man, you're just that attractive to
My
everyone.
face wasn't even in it. It's my voice. They're obsessed
Well,
with my
your voice.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant your voice.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. But yeah, I mean, I was proud of the video, and apparently people like it, so that's good. That's good. Watching 150 hours of film paid off. That's like 10 views per hour.
That's hard work right there.
Or no, that would be 1 view per hour. That would be if we had 1,500. I'm stupid. Math doesn't work in my brain. I'm a college student and can't do basic
Hey,
math.
you graduated. Come on now. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
I'm still in college though. I still have 3 years of school ahead of me.
No.
I don't have any more math classes though. Hopefully. I switched my major and there might be a different math requirement, which scares the bejeebus out of me. But I found out what classes I'm taking next semester, one of or all of which probably will help with the podcast, thankfully, because one of them is a graphic design course, so I'll be able to make better thumbnails.
They're fine. They're fine.
But no, they're fine as is, but they'll be better, and I can make us a better channel logo because ours is extremely like basic right now.
It's
What else
just
do I have?
it's a symbol of the botchiness of it.
Yeah. For now, we'll stay upgrading. We'll consistently upgrade. That's the good thing. We're low right now. We can consistently go up. We're almost
Yeah.
at like 100 subscribers after a month, almost 2 months now. It's not too shabby. What other courses do I have? I have a mass communications course because that's my new major. Um, I will have contemporary U.S. history, which I suppose doesn't necessarily help with the podcast unless we're going to start doing history lessons.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Same. I also have a class that's just about political assassins, which sounds dope as hell.
God, college is so weird.
I have a course right now where it's just the history of rock and roll. College is extremely weird. Like I had to take that for my arts credit. It's dope. I love the course. I just wrote a paper on Patti Smith, but like it's weird that it exists.
Definitely.
Yeah. But anyways, we're going to be talking mainly about the NBA today. Playoffs are going on. Have they announced all the awards yet or just defensive player of the year?
Just defensive player of the year.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're pretty happy about that.
You have no idea, David.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been having such a wonderful time as a Celtics fan. We beat the Nets by 1 point, but and KD was playing bad. Whatever. Everyone's
A
saying
win's a
that
win.
if KD plays good, then that doesn't happen because it was 1 point when the Celtics missed 12 shots in the restricted area, which is the closest you can possibly get to the
Mhm.
basket. That will not happen again. Trust me. Uh, yeah. Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. I don't as an unbiased Celtics fan, I don't know if he really deserved it. Just because like in the running he was like 10th until like a month ago.
Mhm.
And people were like, "Oh, he kind of good."
Well, the way I'm looking at it is you have the captain of one of, if not the best defense in basketball. So I think that's a fair enough argument.
Yeah.
Because,
Then there's the other side of the coin where it's like it doesn't matter where he was a month ago. The
yeah.
Celtics were in that same spot a month ago, and we basically turned it around because of his play because he was playing bad at the beginning of the season, and then all of a sudden he's just like turned it around, flipped the switch.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus Smart stays underrated, honestly. Even when this man is winning, they want to bring him down, unfortunately.
Facts.
But
It's like
go ahead.
it's such a good feeling to have somebody on your favorite team win an award. Like that hasn't happened for my teams in so long. Like I think it's literally been 30 years since a Celtic player has won the MVP. It's been a really long time since a Celtics player won a DPOI.
Yeah.
It just feels good. And the Giants, I mean, who even like dear God.
They have 2 top 10 picks, Andrew. That's exciting.
I know.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Thank you so
That's
much.
our doing. You have 2 top 10 picks
Yeah.
because of us, but we have Justin Fields because of you. So,
Yeah, you're welcome. It's mutual. It's mutual.
yeah, it's a W trade for both sides. I'm trying to think of the last time a Bulls player won an award. Was it fucking Jimmy Butler winning Most Improved? That sounds right.
That's sad, man.
I think that was the last time we won an award legitimately. It was either that. Has anyone won? Did Joakim ever win D-Play? I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that before, though? That probably would have been before.
Yeah, probably before.
Damn. The last time we won an award was fucking Most Improved. And we could have won it this year, too. DeMar should have had a case. He should have had a case. I don't care what anyone says. But who are the finalists? Hold on, I got the finalists saved here for everything. So for Most Improved, it is Darius Garland, Ja Morant, and DeJounte Murray. I mean, it's Ja. Like, Ja's going to win it, and I have no problem with that. But DeMar had a case.
Yeah.
We're not going to...
more of a case than people are giving him credit for.
Yeah. It's just the idea that he was good to begin with, and he just kind of got a little bit better. But this is like one of the best seasons he's ever had regardless. So I feel like it deserves some recognition. Let's just go through the awards here. We have 6th Man of the Year, Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, and Kevin Love. I'm biased, and I want Cam Johnson to win this so badly. But it's going to be Hero, isn't it?
I was going to say it's 100% Tyler Hero. He's averaging like 21 points off the bench. He's the best scorer on the Heat. He's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I think going more towards the playoffs, if the Celtics go up against the Heat, he might be in trouble because Marcus Smart,
the man himself, simply going to lock down former White Boy of the Year, Tyler Hero. What else do we have here? We've got Coach of the Year. We've got Taylor Jenkins. I had to pick up my phone to read that name. I feel bad. Eric Spoelstra and Monty Williams. I don't know, who you would know better than I would. Who do you think?
I think Taylor Jenkins gets it because there's always like the one team that does a lot better than people think. Like it was the Raptors, the Grizzlies, the Suns last year. But I think that Ime Udoka is a little underrated in this because the team was terrible and then they became good because of schemes. And I think that deserves more credit than somebody like Eric Spoelstra who just gets like a crazy young talent and has just like the best defensive players in the league on his team.
Listen, you want to know how I know I'm a casual? I did not realize Eric Spoelstra was the coach of the Heat. Listen, I was looking at this for a second, and it's a graphic from NBA TV on Instagram. And I was looking here at the logo, and I was like, it's red. Is that a fucking Rockets coach? And I was like, what the fuck did the Rockets do? And then I was like, it's not the Raptors. And then I looked closer, and he had a fucking Heat logo on his jumpsuit that he's wearing. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, God.
But you're right. Ime Udoka definitely should have had a case. Maybe over this Monty Williams fella, because we all knew the Suns were going to be good.
Yeah. It's just a talent thing.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to Coach of the Year awards, and I feel the same way in the NFL, it's kind of unfair to just give it to the best coach every year. Because like for example, if the coach of the year was really the coach of the year in the NFL, Bill Belichick would have like 20 of them, but he
Yeah.
doesn't because they're so weird with the voting. It's like 1 year it'll just be who was the best coach. 1 year it will be who was the biggest surprise, like Mike Vrabel this year, or who overcame the most adversity. I guess would be the better way to put his, or things like that. It's just a weird way that they vote for it. So like, kick Monty Williams out of there. We knew the Suns were going to be good. Give my boy Adoku some fucking recognition. And we had Depoy, Rudy Gobert. That's just future Chicago Bull, Rudy Gobert. But voter fatigue, obviously. Mikal Bridges, I didn't follow him. I don't know how he did, but Smart definitely deserved it.
Yeah. He fought for that.
Absolutely deserved it. And then we have Rookie of the Year. We have Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, and Evan Mobley. You want to talk about a snub. Io DeSumo should have been in here. Io balled the fuck out for being a second round pick. I don't care what anybody said. That dude killed it. I don't know what his numbers are offhand, but I don't know. Cade Cunningham's the only, or Cunningham and Mobley are the two that like stand out. But Scotty Barnes was solid, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think that it's between Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes.
Really?
Because Cade is getting a lot of his numbers because he's on the Pistons. Like, the Pistons suck. But then you have a team like the Cavs that were good because of Mobley. Like, without Mobley, they would have been, like, bottom 3 or 4.
Right.
Even though Darius Garland was playing really good. But then you have Scotty Barnes, who's on, like, one of the main reasons why the Raptors are the 5th seed. And I think because of that, you give it to him. I think Scotty Barnes is the Rookie of the Year, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope it goes to Mobley personally, just because I don't like the Raptors.
I like Mobley more, but I think Scotty deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take, you know better than I do. I'll take your word for it. And then MVP, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. I hope it goes to Giannis, just because I love Giannis, but I think it's Jokic personally.
Yeah. I think it's pretty obviously Jokic, just because a man does everything.
Yeah.
And, like, it's pretty clear in the playoffs, especially, he got ejected from a game and they got blown out because he wasn't in the game.
Why did Jokic get tossed? I missed that.
It's got to be, like, yelling at a ref or something.
I missed that completely.
This is how Jokic rolls.
That is how Jokic is. Listen, we talk about Giannis being a character. Jokic is a character just in a different way. I fucking love that dude.
Yeah.
He's just a big, fat, white dude out there balling. He's a straight-up hooper. And you look at pictures of him when he was like a teenager, and he's just this awkward-looking Eastern Europe. What is he, Serbian?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he's Serbian. But either way, this Eastern European dude out here balling. I love Jokic. And what do you think about this narrative that he's like the advanced stat nerd's dream guy right now? Because I like Jokic, and I hate advanced stats and everything. So me thinking Jokic is the MVP isn't looking at advanced stats at all. But I've seen so many people try to use that as a way to discount him.
Discount him?
Yeah, saying like Jokic is only in the running here because of the advanced stats. If it wasn't for the advanced stats, it would be Giannis or it would be Embiid. I've seen a lot of that.
No. Just basically, he's almost averaging a triple-double. That immediately will put you at the top of the list. And then if there are advanced stats that work in his favor, then those are just more stats that work in his favor.
And not only that, but he single-handedly carried this team to the playoffs. Like, Giannis has a supporting cast, Embiid has a solid supporting cast, but Jokic was dealing with basically any relevant player on his team being fucking hurt the entire season, or the majority of the season. And like you said, he's almost averaging a triple-double. He's the MVP. Clearly, very clearly, the MVP. Even though it should be...
Giannis.
I'm going to say some off-the-wall shit. Javante Green...
God.
Dude, I forgot his name for a minute. I was like, who the fuck is 24 on Chicago? Because my brain just died for a minute. Speaking of Chicago, we got to talk about that Bucks game. That was sad.
It was.
That game made me so sad because they came so close. Like, just so close. They came back down, whatever. Zach hit that big shot to put him within 4. And then Alex Caruso was playing the best basketball game he has ever played. That dude was playing out of his mind. Watching Alex Caruso in that game was like watching Prime MJ on defense, legitimately. It was insane. Every time there was a turnover in the second half, Caruso was in the area. He might have not gotten credit for it, but he was there. It was his work. Dude was balling out. And then DeMar DeRozan decided to become the classic DeMar DeRozan, shot like 6 of 25. It was to the point where I was like, I think I get how Raptors fans feel now. Because every time DeMar would shoot, part of me died. And I hate saying that because DeMar was so good this year. And I really thought he'd beat the allegations, but it was bad. And then Vooch kind of remembered how to play basketball, but then missed like 10 uncontested threes or something. Absolutely, I think it was 10 uncontested threes. I saw at least 5 in the second half. I didn't watch the first half.
That's
And
bad.
yeah, it was really bad. And then he missed the layup at the very end to put them in a position to like it was either bring it within one or tie with under a minute left. Dude missed a gimme layup. And then did you see the over the back that they didn't call on Giannis?
No, they
Oh
never call
my
that on Giannis, though.
dude, it was so bad. Patrick okay, so you have Patrick Williams like this, right? Giannis behind him on a offensive board. Giannis literally almost jumped over Williams, but they called it a foul on Williams because apparently he took a step back into him. And Giannis had 5 fouls with 4 minutes left in the game, or 3 minutes left in the game. It would have fouled him out. And they were just like, no, it's not happening tonight. We're not doing it. Chicago probably loses regardless, but that would have been so nice to just have to not worry about him in that situation.
Yeah.
Just pisses me off so bad. But that game felt like it was straight out of the 90s, and I loved it. That was the most fun I've had watching a basketball game this year.
I'm loving how low scoring games are in the playoffs so
Yeah,
far. It's a lot of
yeah.
fights between good defenses.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. Chicago's defense, which was great at the beginning of the year when they had Lonzo and Caruso and everybody healthy. And then as the year went on and everyone started getting hurt, it fell off. And now in the playoffs, it's stepping back up. I'd almost argue if they had Lonzo, they win that game. I think
Yeah.
Lonzo would have been enough to push them over the edge, at least defensively, to win that game because both teams were shooting like under 30% in the second half. It was absolutely insane. But no, we're not allowed to have nice things. We're just not allowed. What else do we have here? We have the Warriors in the Nuggets, which we were talking about. The Warriors have beaten them by what, 20 both games now?
Yeah. That's going to be crazy. They're going to kill him every time.
Because of this freaking DEFCON 5 lineup, as I think it was StatMuse came up with the nickname. It's beautiful. You have this lineup of Curry, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond. And it's just literally the perfect basketball lineup right now, which going into the season would make you sound like a crazy person for saying. But holy shit has Jordan Poole stepped up. That dude is
Yeah.
an animal. Holy shit has Andrew Wiggins beaten expectations. And then Curry had what, 34 points off the bench the other night? Or last night?
He's the truth. He's the truth.
Steph Curry
I
is
saw
the truth.
a clip of him going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Warriors team is so good.
It's beautiful. Listen, the Warriors are the top team in the NBA right now. I'm going to call it. I think they win the title. Legitimately. That's
I
my
think they
pick
have
right
a
now.
Best chance. But
Yeah.
they have to go through so many good teams.
They have to go through so many good teams, but they're such a good team in their own right. Like
Yeah.
So you have that, and then Kendrick Lamar's dropping an album this year. It legitimately feels like we're back in 2017. It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And the Warriors don't have Durant this time. They just have Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins and Jordan Poole to replace him.
Which, I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm a casual, but I would have never expected Golden State to be able to have that kind of upside this year.
Yeah. I when Clay came back, I didn't expect him to be nearly as good as he has been. And Jordan Poole has stepped up in Steph and Clay's absence to become the third Splash Bro.
He really has. He has become the third Splash Brother.
He is a dog. He's so good.
He is a legitimate dog. I was going to say something else. Oh, I didn't have any doubts for Klay Thompson when he came back. I'm also kind of a Klay Thompson simp. I just absolutely love Klay. He's such a fun basketball player to watch, which is goofy to say because he's like so basic, but he has the prettiest jump shot I've ever seen. He's such a good defender, and when he's on fire, I don't think there's a single player, at least in the past 20 years, that's been better than him.
Yeah.
He's just such a
He's
fun
really good.
basketball player to watch. He might be a better pure shooter than Steph Curry. Like Steph, he can do more than Clay with his jumper and with his shooting, but when it comes to just straight up sitting there and shooting, I think Clay might be a little bit better. Maybe that's insane to say,
Yeah.
but
As long as you keep it to just like
no, just straight up
catching
spot up
and
shooting. Straight
yeah.
up spot up shooting. Everything else is obviously Steph Curry. There will never be a player
Right.
like Steph Curry that can do everything he can do. But when it comes to straight up spot up shooting, maybe it's just because of how perfect his jump shot is. I might take Clay, low key. So we have other series here. We have the Raptors and the Sixers. I hope the Sixers fucking sweep the Raptors so bad. I don't even like the Sixers.
I hate the Sixers.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. Embiid had 31. Harden had 14. Maxey had 23.
Maxey's nuts.
Damn,
Maxey's
son.
crazy. Maxey should be the second option for the
I
76ers
mean,
instead of Jalen.
looking at this box score, he may as well be. Jesus.
Yeah.
James Harden had 14 points in a playoff game. That's funny. In 41 minutes, he put up 14 points.
Dear God.
And then what do we have? Did Scotty Barnes get hurt?
Let me check.
Because I think I saw something about him. He's not showing up in the box score at all, which is concerning.
I think he might be.
Okay. When the fuck did Thaddeus Young end up on the Raptors?
Yeah, he didn't play the second game
That's
because
what I
he
thought.
twisted his ankle.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. So the Sixers are up 2-0 then.
I think that this is it's going to be a sweep
Yeah,
pretty easily.
I think it is too. What did he
It
have?
might be the easiest series. But I think that the 76ers are going to find some issues later on.
Oh, later on, absolutely. I mean, if they run up against the Celtics, especially, I think the Celtics are one of the teams that can really challenge them. Who else in
Just,
the
just
Brooklyn?
because the 76ers are so good offensively, but then that team like that then meets a team that is like way better like defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Because like no matter how good you are offensively, if you meet a good defensive team, you're going to be in trouble.
Because defense wins championships. The greatest saying in all of sports, and nobody seems to fucking care about it anymore. It's more prevalent in the NFL. I could go on a 30-minute rant about that, but absolutely. Defense is key. Defense is what wins championships over everything. And you're right, the 76ers have a great offense, but defensively, they're kind of mid. You know, you're looking at this. James Harden doesn't play defense. Embiid's good defensively. I don't know. Is Tobias Harris that good of a defender?
He's mid to bad. Like
Yeah.
he's not a standout defender at all.
Danny Green can't play fucking defense. Thybulle's a good defender, but that's like their best defender, other than
Yeah.
Embiid. And if your two best defenders are Embiid and Thibault, and then after that you have that drastic drop off, yeah, you're not winning anything.
Yeah. And then you meet a team like the Celtics that is good on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown might be the best two-way players in the league, other
Mm-hmm.
than like Giannis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, what other games we got here? We got the what the fuck? My thing's all fucky. Hold on. I have the games pulled up and it was showing me games from like the last week of the season. Okay, here we go. We already talked about the Warriors and Nuggets. Timberwolves, Grizzlies. The Timberwolves fucking won that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anthony Edwards went off. Went crazy.
yeah, no shit. 36 points. Cat had 29. Beasley had 23 points in a playoff game.
Yeah, the bad thing is that Beasley's numbers should be replaced by D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell has choked. He's so bad now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he had 10 points.
Yeah, he had 10 points.
However many minutes.
9 assists, almost had a double-double. Only played 29 minutes.
Contribute in a different way. But the reason that the Timberwolves got him is because he was so good at scoring. But the
Yeah.
thing that's always been D'Angelo Russell's issue is defense.
Yeah.
So you get the scorer that can't really score anymore, but turns into a playmaker, but then is still bad at defense. That's an issue.
I'm stupid. I knew they won this game because this was the game where Pat Beverly thought he won the finals, right?
No, that was the play-in.
That was
against
the
the
playing
Clippers.
game. Okay.
That makes me hate the Timberwolves, man. That
I
was
know. I'm
so
rooting against them now.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire
Yeah,
life.
I'm rooting against the Timberwolves for two reasons. Number one, fuck Pat Beverly. Number two, I need future Chicago Bulls Karl Anthony Towns to want out of Minnesota. So,
Yeah.
have you seen, completely unrelated, but I guess related to Patrick Beverly, have you seen him talking about his daughter?
No, I'm scared.
His daughter plays basketball. And apparently she's gotten thrown out of her games before for trash talking and being dirty and trying to be like her dad. And either it was, I can't remember if it was an interview or a text conversation or what it was, but he was talking about it and he was saying he was proud of her. And his
My
daughter's
God.
younger. She's maybe 13. So he's encouraging his young daughter to go out there and play dirty and talk shit.
You should not be doing that.
You should not be doing that at all. You should not be trying to make your daughter in your image if you're Patrick Beverly. Yeah, holy shit. The Timberwolves won this game. Okay.
I think that the win makes it a lot more interesting. I thought the
Mhm.
Grizzlies were going to absolutely wipe the floor with them.
I did too.
Timberwolves won it more, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. We have Dylan Brooks had 24, Ja had 32, Bane had 17. I love Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark had 13. Huh. Interesting. I should have looked at this before we started recording, but I don't know why I didn't think to. I thought I'd be covered. I had no idea the Timberwolves won that game. I feel like an idiot. And then we have the Hawks and the Heat. The Hawks just...
Hawks are in danger. They're going to get blown out of the water.
Well, they're tied right now at halftime, or real close to each other in game 2. 62-64. Just started the third quarter. Heat are winning. So that's not that bad. But this game, I mean, I know I don't have big expectations for the Hawks personally. I look at this team, I don't see anything outside of obviously Trae Young that makes me think this is a championship caliber team. I like Onyeka Okongwu, but he's still young. He's not, in a position yet to be that second option. Then you look at the rest of this team: DeAndre Hunter, okay; Gallinari, okay; Herter, okay. There's nothing that blows me out of the water except, I don't know, I guess I like John Collins, but he's kind of taken a step back, hadn't he?
Yeah, he's not nearly as good as they need him to be.
Mm-hmm. And then you look at the Heat, you have Jimmy G. Buckets, who I still stand by as one of the better players in the NBA, even though he had that stretch this year where he was playing absolute dog shit. You have Bam Adebayo, who honestly might be the third best center in the NBA. I would say second behind Embiid, or third. I forgot about Jokic for a split second. What the hell? You have Kyle Lowry. You have these guys like Tyler Hero off the bench who had a really bad game last time around. That's not good for them. Tell me what he shot. I don't know.
He had a bad game and then they won. That's a good thing.
Well, yeah. If they can win with him not performing well, I don't know. Maybe he's going to be one of those guys like DeRozan who are just playoff. Well, no, I guess we've already seen Hero in the playoffs, and he had a solid run last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the bubble too.
Yeah.
Celtics specifically.
Oh yeah, the bubble was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Time is not real.
Time is fake.
It is a false concept. That is insane. That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And we're still in this shit.
Yeah.
We're still in this shit. Even though, did you see they lifted the mask mandate on all public transportation?
Really?
Yeah, we're getting close.
Dub.
Do you guys still have to wear masks?
Humanity W. No.
You guys don't? I was going to say, we don't have them at Frostburg either. I didn't think so. Yeah.
I think that the Hawks are screwed.
I hope so.
Just to reiterate, when a good offensive team meets a good defensive team, and that good offensive team is bad at defense, that's not going to go well.
Yeah.
And that's literally the epitome of this matchup
Mm-hmm.
because the Heat are probably the second or third best defensive team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hawks, all they have going for them is offense. And
Right.
it's like pretty well shown in Trae Young's game because Trae Young is really good offensively, but he is one of the worst defenders in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that team all around, it's just not built like a team that's going to go anywhere. And this Heat team, they've already seen success, and they've only gotten better, in my opinion, at least on paper, bringing in guys like Kyle Lowry. I don't see the Heat or the Hawks having any success in the playoffs. They got to do big time overhaul. Which, speaking of a big time overhaul, where's the Jazz? Let's yell at the Jazz. That team. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for Donovan Mitchell. I feel so bad for him. You mean future Chicago Bull Rudy Gobert? He doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
I feel bad for future Chicago Bull Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
He gets the ball passed to him maybe 3 or 4 times a game.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell is averaging 2 passes per game to him in the regular season.
Yeah.
Or at least after the All-Star break. Yeah, he didn't have a bad game 1. 17 boards, 8 points. It's a Rudy Gobert type game. It's
it
a
definitely is.
signature.
Especially if you're getting 2 to 3 passes to you a game.
Damn, Jordan Clarkson put up 21 points?
He's like that.
Good for him. Good for all these former Laker kids. I'm proud of them. Mainly because they're not on the Lakers anymore. You know?
Just happy for him.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see Kyle Kuzma tweeting during the Bulls game?
No?
He was tweeting all this stuff like the Bulls really just need a little bit more wing depth. They just need a little bit of help. And he was like shouting out Caruso and saying that the Bulls were fun to watch. I would not mind Kuzma in Chicago.
Yeah,
I would
especially
not
after the
mind
year
him
he had.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to be an avid Kuzma hater. I'm not gonna lie, but
I still am.
now that he's out of Los Angeles, I don't have anything to say about him.
It's just the Jason Tatum and Kyle Kuzma.
Well, yeah, you have that.
That don't even exist. They don't even exist anymore.
Well, unfortunately, if Kyle Kuzma comes to Chicago, I have to buy into all of those narratives and preach them religiously.
I know. I understand.
But yeah, the Jazz, they're just fucked.
They're in shambles. If they don't bring it together, they're going to get torched by Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, they might get torched by Donovan Mitchell.
Just because he won't pass the ball to Rudy Gobert. But Luka Doncic will have a field day.
Did he get hurt in game 1, or did he get hurt before that?
I don't know if he played in game 1.
Okay. He didn't play in game 2 either. They said they're optimistic for him to come back game 3 or 4. At least that's what I just saw. But he definitely didn't play in game 2.
If they're losing to... Oh, I don't think they've had them either game. If they're losing to...
Jalen Brunson is who they're losing to.
They're losing to Jalen Brunson scoring 40 points and having 0 turnovers. How are you letting that happen?
That is insanity.
That is literally insane. That might be the best game of the year. Not even joking.
Future Chicago Bulls Jalen Brunson over here, absolutely balling out. The last thing the Bulls need is more fucking guards. Yeah, I mean, the Jazz, like you said, they're out here losing to a Mavericks team without Luka, a team that we were talking about before the playoffs. Luka had one of the worst supporting casts. I think I picked the Jazz to win this series like a fucking idiot. I think I did. I think I said because the Mavs have no support that the Jazz are going to come out here and shock some people. I'm taking that back right now. Or I don't know. I think the series is tied up, isn't it? Yeah, it's tied.
It's 1-1.
I don't know.
I don't know though. I think if Luka comes back in this next game, they're going to absolutely wipe the floor with them because they have the momentum.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, they do have the momentum. And yeah, the unfortunate truth is if they do end up losing the series, the Jazz are going to have to go under oh dear God. Hold on. The Jazz are going to have to go under like a full rebuild because you cannot run back with this team again. That team, if you cannot at least get past the first round this year, there is no excuse for keeping that team together. I think Nikola Vucevic is going to look real nice in a Jazz uniform next year, as well as maybe Kobe White, unfortunately. But that's a small price to pay for future Chicago Bull Rudy Gobert.
God, man.
Also, I'd just like to point out the Heat are currently on an 11-0 run against the Hawks. It was 64-62 last I checked. Now it's 75-62.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
That's bad.
not at all. Oh, John Collins is starting tonight. That's good. Jimmy Butler has 29 points. This man is going nuclear.
Oh my God.
This man is going nuclear right now. Hell yeah. My boy Omer Yurt7 with 0.0 rebounds, 0 assists, and 0 minutes. Gotta love it. Round of applause for Omer Yurt7. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, though, that's rough. About halfway through the third quarter, and they're on this kind of run.
I'm sorry, Hawks fans, but not really.
I don't think we have any Hawks fans watching us, if we're being honest.
They don't exist.
They don't exist. Oh, goodness, yeah. That's not good at all. Timberwolves and the Grizzlies are right about tied right now. It's a 1-point game. Anthony Edwards has 0 points through 7 minutes. Overrated, honestly. Washed.
Overrated.
Yep.
Trash.
Yeah. Oh, God. The Bulls play tomorrow at 9:30. I don't even want to watch it. Like I only got to watch the second half of the last game, which thank God I didn't have to sit through that first half. I heard it was brutal.
Yeah. I watched the first half, I think, and I turned the game off because I was like, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
I can't watch the massacre anymore.
Who was it? Kenny Beecham tweeted something out like, there's a lot of playoff basketball this week, man. Just turn this one off. Go spend some time with your family. Don't torture yourself. And then after Zach hit that shot, I can't remember if it was a 3 or not, when he put it within 4, it was like, okay, never mind. Maybe turn it back on. This is a ball game now. What do we have left to talk about? We got the Pelicans and the Suns.
Yeah, nobody really cares about this series.
No, is there anything really to say?
Not really.
Oh, Chris Paul had a hell of a game. That's right. That was the one highlight from this. Was Chris Paul was out here playing like he really wants this ring this year, which unfortunately he will not get or ever get. I will continuously pray upon the downfall of Chris Paul.
Yeah. I think that's a very realistic statement because you have to go up against some incredible teams.
Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know. This team's pretty stacked. You got future Chicago Bull DeAndre Ayton.
How many centers do you want?
All of them. Did you watch the first half of that game? Did you watch them against Giannis? I want to trot out a starting 5 of centers next year. Find a way to get Jokic. He's your point. Play Ayton at the 2. Play Gobert at the 5. And then you figure out the 3 and the 4 with Garland. I guess Towns can play the 3. And then, I don't know who you play at the 4. Well, find a way. No, I don't want Embiid. Fuck
Christian
Embiid.
Wood.
Yeah, we'll go get Christian Wood. There you go. That's the Bulls starting 5 next year. Only when they play the Bucks. Only when they play the Bucks. It's not that I want a bunch of centers. It's just that I'm desperate for literally any center, so I'm trying to manifest all of them coming.
Yeah.
Oh, the other highlight from this game, Jay Crowder was the first player ever to have a 1-1-1-1 stat line in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah. He had 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and I think it was either 1 block or 1 steal. He was the first player in NBA history to ever have that stat line. It's now called the Jay Crowder stat line.
Honestly, I think I could do that.
You think you could go out there and get a block, Andrew?
Or a steal. Just say please. And then
beg them. You know? Beg them for mercy. And you think you're horsing somebody for a rebound?
I think you can get a lucky bounce. Trust me.
Do you know how many minutes you would have to play for that to happen, though? They'd have to keep you in all 48 minutes.
I was going to say I'd have to play all 48, and I'd have to get thrown to the ground for a foul.
Yeah.
And then make the free throw that I definitely would not make because there's hundreds of thousands of people.
I don't know. I feel like you could make a free throw.
I could definitely.
Listen, if you can't make a shot from the charity stripe, you just got to drop basketball altogether.
Well, that puts a lot of pressure on me, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free throw. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Legitimately speaking, except for Shaq. Shaq's the exception because Shaq is Shaq. But any other NBA player that's not shooting at least like 80% from the free throw line should just quit. They should just quit. It's a free throw for a reason. It's in the fucking name.
I'd like to agree with you on that one, but in my church league season, I shot like less than 50%.
Yeah, so. You're banned from the church league.
No.
Hold on. I think there's a certain someone who shot less than 70%. Or less than 80%. There he is. LeBron James, 78.1%. Quit basketball, you washed ass bitch.
You got him.
That's
correct. He's gotta listen.
Yep. That's it. LeBron's done. He's canceled. You heard it here first on the Hot and Cold podcast. LeBron James is canceled for not shooting above 80% from the free throw line. But I gotta make sure Jordan did that before I say anything else. I know he did, but Jordan career free throw. Watch, he's gonna shoot like 79.8. 83.5. Jordan safe, baby.
Jordan safe. Let's go. Oh my god.
Yeah, overall the playoffs, they've been pretty exciting. They've been pretty fun. Let's see, what do we have tonight? We have the Pelicans and the Suns again. Here, let's go through. We'll give our picks for each series. So starting out, Dallas and Utah. I mean, we both think Dallas, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty consensus. Timberwolves and Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies will pull it out.
Yeah, Grizzlies in 6, I'm saying.
In 6? All right, I guess we should give our prediction. So Mavs in 4, or Mavs in 5, because they already lost one. Grizzlies.
I'm thinking Mavs in 6, Grizz in 6.
Grizzlies in 6, okay. Sixers and Raptors, Sixers in 4. Clean sweep.
Sixers in 5, I'm saying.
Nuggets, Warriors in 4.
Yeah. Solid sweep.
Heat, Hawks. I don't know, there might be one night where Trae Young gets hot.
I'm saying Heat in 4.
I'm going to go in 5, just because I feel like a Trae Young game is coming.
A Trae Young masterclass.
Celtics, Nets, I'm saying Celtics in 7.
Celtics in 7?
Yeah. I think the series will go the distance.
I'm saying Celtics in 6.
I don't know. The way they played that first game, like you said, Durant had a bad night. I think it can go either way. Bulls, Bucks in 4.
Bucks in 4.
As long as Durant keeps shooting DeRozan keeps shooting 6 for 25. I don't think there's any other way to go about it. Pelicans, Suns in 4.
4? Didn't the Pelicans already win?
What? No. Phoenix is up 1-0, and they play again tonight at 10.
Okay, well then, yeah, Suns in 4.
Okay.
Suns in 4, and then again, it's not even going to be close between the two.
Yeah.
From here on in.
And that's all the series. There we go. Dubs. What else is going on? Did I have anything else written down for the NBA? I did not. Oh, the protesters.
Oh my
These
goodness.
fucking protesters. These animal cruelty Karens out here, gluing themselves to the court and chaining themselves to baskets.
I didn't know why they were doing them, but they might be statistically and objectively the worst protests of all time. Like, they don't even do anything.
No, and they're not even like spreading a message. It's just them doing stupid shit. They're not even like bringing a sign with them.
Like, dear God, why are you trying to glue yourself to the floor? You didn't think it through when you're like, oh, wait, it needs to dry. I need to apply it and then dry it. You just go down there and you put your hand on the ground, and then it comes unstuck immediately because these people are paid a lot of money to stop exactly what you're doing from happening.
And then the lady who chained herself to the basket, I don't even know how she got away with it. I don't understand how she pulled that off. Like...
It's a lot smarter than gluing yourself to the floor.
It is smarter. It's a slight step up. They're slowly evolving. Maybe by the finals, they'll find a protest that lasts more than like 15 seconds.
Yeah, more than 15 seconds, everyone's like, "What is going on?" Okay, it's done, and
Yeah.
then
What do
they
they
move
care
on.
about? Animals? Okay, cool.
I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I knew what was happening. I
it's
didn't know
some
what
animal
the verdict.
cruelty thing. I don't know if it's PETA or not. I hope it is PETA because it's a very PETA thing to do. People eating tasty animals, the greatest acronym of all time. I hate PETA. I hate them.
I hate PETA too. They're
Mhm.
crazy.
They're
They're nuts.
cringe, bro.
They're lunatics.
Have you seen the tweet that's going around for it was something like they tweeted a picture of a cow, I think, and it was like, please don't eat me, please don't eat me, please don't eat, like just over and over again. And then someone quote tweeted it and tweeted out, or the tweet had in quotes, then why is it made of food with like the Giga Chad face?
Then why is it made of food?
Right, right. If we're not supposed to eat them, why are they made of food?
Why do they taste so good?
Exactly. See, that's the thing they're not thinking about. Maybe if they'd stop eating plants and eat a burger every once in a while, they'd get it.
If we're not supposed to eat it, why so yummy? Hmm?
Exactly. Hmm? Listen, I cannot understand how a human can go their entire, or not entire life, because God knows these people aren't born fucking vegans. I don't know, understand how they can go the majority of their lives, or even part of their lives, with just not eating meat.
It's crazy.
Like, can you imagine wanting a hamburger and then having to be like, no, wait, sad cow.
No, wait. The cow is already dead. I feel
Yeah,
so like I
exactly.
genuinely. If I was a farmer, I would not be able to kill a cow. But like,
See, yeah, I
it's
couldn't
a
be a farmer. I
if it's a
couldn't.
slab of meat, it's already dead.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
exactly.
anything by being like, no, I'll pass.
Exactly. I'll pass on this one. I'll go set it free in the wild.
I do think it's a little bit crazy that certain farmers are like, oh no, we really like this cow, so we're keeping it for ourselves to eat. Like I would be like, I would like set
Yeah.
that cow free. Like that's just like
No, you don't
that's
set it
why
free.
I
You just
couldn't
keep
do
it
it.
as like a normal cow. Like use it as a milking cow.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a but what if it's a guy?
Well, then it wouldn't be a cow. It would be a bull.
Oh,
And if it's a bull, you just keep it to mate with the other cows. I don't think a lot of people are eating bull. I know in like
that
some places, bull testicles are like a delicacy. But outside of that, I don't think a lot of people are eating bull meat. Did you not know that?
this is the fact that you said you had the gall to say bull testicles.
What did you want me to
Uh,
say? Bull nuts?
with a straight face,
Bull
with a straight
nuts?
face.
Bull testes? Like, what do you want me to call them? They're bull testicles. That's what they are.
You know who's eating bull?
Who?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Go fuck yourself.
I was thinking that for the entire time, and I was like, he's gonna get mad if I shouldn't say
You
that.
bitch. I knew it was coming. I knew you were going to fucking say it. I knew it. Fuck you.
Your face before I said it, you're like,
I knew it. I knew it was fucking coming, you dick.
it's low hanging fruit. It was right there. I had to
Low
grab
hanging
it.
fruit, just like bull testicles.
Call it fruit. Don't call it fruit.
Well, I mean, when people talk about like having kids, they call it like the fruit of their loins. So like, there's a comparison there.
We gotta move on.
Andrew,
We
are you
gotta move
uncomfortable
on.
with talking about bull testicles?
I just feel bad for the people that will be watching us. It's gonna be a 15-minute video.
What
of
other
us talking about bull
what other
testicles.
what other sports podcast is talking about bull testicles? You tell me. We're bringing things to the table that no one else dares to do.
We're the new age of sports podcast.
This is the new age of sports podcast. Exactly. Exactly. So you're speaking of bull. There's a lot of bullshit narratives surrounding the Chicago Bears right now regarding. Are you good, buddy?
Yeah, my cheeks hurt.
Oh yeah, from singing and then dying over bull testicles. Anyways, um, there's a lot of narratives surrounding the Chicago Bears right now and their offseason and what they've done. And like I said, they're all bullshit. Everyone thinks. Okay, first of all, this all started because this motherfucker, Eric Lambert, who is my least favorite human in all of Bears Twitter, Bears fandom, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I hate this man. I have been aware of his existence. I don't want to say following him because I don't follow him, but someone I've been aware of for the past 5 years. And in those 5 years, his entire career has been based off taking one just like random quote and writing a full article on it to produce hysteria across Twitter and get people saying the dumbest shit possible. And there was this one guy, his name was like something Orr. I keep saying Chris Orr, but that's not right. Chris Orr was a linebacker. Something Orr. And this guy said that Justin Fields should demand a trade because it's very clear the Bears and the organization do not care about him or his well-being, because they have clearly done nothing this offseason to improve the team around him, which is the biggest load of bullshit I have ever heard. First of all, getting rid of Matt Nagy was the biggest thing they could have done for him. Literally, there is nothing bigger that they could have done for Justin Fields other than getting rid of that thorn in his side. You get rid of Ryan Pace, which is the second biggest thing you could have possibly done for Justin Fields. You find a GM that believes in him. You find a head coach that believes in him. You find an offensive coordinator who believes in him, knows how he wants to address Justin's issues, and is willing to fix them. And he's already done that. There were interviews today because their voluntary minicamp started today. And Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy, who's the new offensive coordinator, I think he spoke. But these guys all spoke. And they were talking about changing Justin's footing when he's in the pocket, which is a big thing for him, helps with his release time. Eberflus was talking about just how dedicated Fields seems to be to everything going on. He says he seems like he's soaking it all in. He's holding himself and presenting himself like a veteran walking around. These are all major improvements. That wouldn't happen if you're in a building with Matt Nagy. He's not a guy who produces confidence. He's a guy that makes quarterbacks want to kill themselves. Ryan Pace would never have built an environment where people are ready to exude confidence. He wants to exude consistent failure and or complacency. I cannot talk today because I'm so pissed off about this. But just in the couple months that Matt Eberflus has been the head coach, the vibe and environment within Hallis Hall for the Bears has completely flipped. And that's not a guarantee of success. That's not a guarantee that Eberflus is going to be a good head coach. But that is a damn good start. That is the best place to start. Because that's what I've been saying this whole time. There's a culture problem. Chicago had a big culture problem. All of the players on that team were lazy. They did not put in enough effort. They did not care about winning. And they did not care about each other. That became very apparent when Allen Robinson was giving up midseason last year. That became very apparent when the defense took plays off half the time, when nobody would talk to Justin Fields on the fucking sideline, when nobody would talk to Mitch Trubisky on the sideline, when the coaches' heads were so far up their asses that they wouldn't communicate with any players. It was ridiculous. The culture was broken. And now you have Matt Eberflus, who was a defensive head coach, coming in, sitting in offensive meetings, asking questions, communicating with the players. Matt Nagy would have never went to a defensive meeting. He didn't give a fuck about the defense. Those weren't his players. That would have been whether it was Sean Desai or Vic Fangio or Chuck Pagano, that would have been their job. Matt Eberflus is not a one side of the ball head coach. He's a head coach. The entire team is his problem, and he's made that very apparent. And on top of all that, you go into free agency. You get Lucas Patrick, who isn't a superstar, but he's an upgraded center. You lose James Daniels, who was the best player on the offensive line. That's bullshit. The dude was soft, and he was inconsistent. Andrew, are you going to say something?
No.
You got real close to the mic. I thought you were going to say something, and I know you don't like to interrupt me when I'm ranting.
No, I'm just nodding. I'm letting you go, man.
Okay, I was going to say, because I know you don't like to interrupt me when I get into things, but you got real close to the mic like you were going to, and then you're like, maybe not. Maybe not.
That is good.
They brought in Byron Pringle, who, again, isn't great, but he's an upgrade at their slot receiver. They've brought in a couple tight ends because they want to be a run-heavy system, and they're bringing in guys who can block and they can catch if needed. And then on defense, they're switching their scheme completely. So they brought in another off-ball linebacker. They brought in one of the better nickel corners in the league when he's healthy, and Tavon Young. They brought in Al-Quadin Muhammad, who isn't great but is a starting caliber edge rusher. They brought in Justin Jones, who again isn't great but is a starting caliber football player. They have made upgrades. They're not big, flashy, sexy upgrades. We didn't bring in Christian Kirk. We didn't bring in Juju Smith-Schuster. We didn't bring in these big names. But we brought in guys that are going to make a difference. We brought in guys who, on a limited budget, we brought in guys who are going to make a big difference. And if Justin Fields is really this great quarterback that he's supposed to be, which I'm fully confident he is, but if he's really this guy, this is all he needs. He doesn't need an all-pro, star-studded cast. He just needs guys around him who are competent, who want to play football, who understand how the fuck football works, because he didn't have that last year. He did not have that. But with a new offensive coordinator, they'll be drafting a couple wide receivers. They'll be drafting a couple offensive linemen. The team is exactly where it needs to be for 2022. It's on track. They're not going to be contending next year. It's not going to happen. Nobody expects them to. I don't expect them to, and I'm the most optimistic goddamn Bears fan you'll ever meet. But they're not contending next year. You go to 2023, where you have guys, and we'll get to them in a moment, that are talking about sitting out because they're not getting the extensions they want. They might be sitting there in free agency. You can go out and get him a superstar number one receiver if you don't draft one in this draft, which I don't think is very likely, honestly. There's some guys in this draft that I really like that are probably going to be available there at pick 39, looking specifically at George Pickens from Georgia. They have plenty of opportunities to go out there and help Fields with everything they've already done. And then after the draft, you're going to have veterans that get cut to make room for rookies. Same thing's going to happen during mini camps. And those guys, again, they're not going to be superstars, but they can be solid placeholders if you're really desperate at a position. If you go through the draft and you don't get a guy at a position you need, you go and pick them up. It's not like the Bears are like going out of their way to not trust Fields. He's clearly their guy. They've made that very clear. They're doing everything they can with limited cap space and limited resources to get guys that are good enough to make it so he can take that next step. And then in 2023, that's when you fill out the roster. You're going to have $140 million in cap room. You're going to have your first round pick again for the first time in a couple years. You're going to be set up. And that's the goal. The key is trying to contend 2023 and onward. It's not 2022. And I know I've preached on here before that you want to compete now. Like, the future is great, but if you can compete now, you do it. Chicago just can't do it. There is no feasible way for them to compete right now. It is physically impossible for them. And people don't realize that, and it's bullshit. I'm done.
Yeah, the way that he's building the roster is a good way to go into a draft as well, because it will allow you to comfortably draft people. Like, if you go more around the board, then you need less spots to fill, so you're not going to be drafting for those reasons. You're going to be drafting for people that you think will become superstars, and that's exactly what the Bears would need. Like, if they draft a wide receiver or something, there's not a lot of pressure on that person to become great, which will make it will make the transition easier.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. Chicago did not have a lot of cap space this year. They did not. Ryan Pace put them in a terrible spot. We have a bunch of old guys who were making big money. We had guys who were overpaid, and we took care of some of that. We cut Eddie Goldman, we cut Danny Trevathan, we traded away Khalil Mack. Those were three guys who were either past their prime, didn't want to play anymore, or were injury-riddled, still had a little bit of gas left in the tank, but just didn't fit the big picture. And Chicago probably did have the money to go out and attract a guy like Teron Armstead or something like that. But I would much rather them, like you said, you fill in pieces around the board, or you have, because this team was just riddled with holes. You fill in pieces around the board and you spend money on that rather than just one big splash move. Because at the end of the day, a well-constructed team that's better all around, not saying that's what Chicago is right now by any means, but a team that's better all around is going to be better than a team with a couple superstars. And plus, timeline's a big thing. The timeline to fit around Justin Fields is super important, so you don't want to go out and get a bunch of veterans because they're not going to be here for 5-10 years with Justin Fields. But young guys will. Rookies will. For the most part, Ryan Poles, these free agents he brought in are young. None of them are over, I think the oldest guy was 28 years old. He could be in Chicago 5 years from now if he turns out good, and he didn't spend big money on him. Chicago's in I don't want to say the perfect spot because obviously it could be better, but they're in a damn good spot for what they were given. A first year GM trying to make up for a mess that an absolute incompetent GM made. That's what Chicago is right now, and they did a damn fine job of trying to make up for that. And after the draft, when George Pickens and Tyler Smith are Chicago Bears, everyone's going to be singing a damn different tune. Hopefully. Those are my guys for the Bears. Hopefully. Yeah, so that's the end of that. Let's see here. I have two things written down here to talk about the NFL. Like I said, there's some receivers who are kind of unhappy right now. But the other thing, I just want to run it by you real quick. My throat's starting to hurt. I needed water. Which I know is rich considering what you've dealt with all day. I don't have any room to talk about my throat hurting. But you've been keeping it. Okay. Andrew, I know you've been super busy, so you haven't had time to do the research I have. But do you have any players in this draft that you like? Just anyone. It could even be the top guys.
Well, I like Jordan Davis just because we called him the Hulk.
Okay. You don't have to come up with some comprehensive list. I just wanted to know if there was anyone off the top of your head.
Not really. I mean, I don't even know what the Giants need at this point.
Everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, if I'm naming one, I would name like 50.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know what the next step would be for the Giants. They're just in shambles.
Well, I don't know. Personally, I think you try to give Daniel Jones another year because next year's quarterback class is projected to be really good. You have Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, who are supposed to be like 10 times better than the quarterbacks in this class. So at best, you find out Daniel Jones is serviceable under a real offensive mind with Brian Dable, or he sucks and you get a top pick next year and you draft one of those quarterbacks and you're good from there.
Yeah.
So the Giants are completely fucked, potentially. If you go out and get like an edge rusher and an offensive lineman with those two top picks, or even trade down, I could definitely see that for them.
Yeah.
All right, so the other thing, there are 3 wide receivers currently sitting out of camps because they want extended. That's Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders, A.J. Brown of the Tennessee Titans, and our boy Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers.
God.
We'll start with Deebo. The 49ers can't extend him because they have a bunch of money wrapped up in Jimmy Garoppolo. Or I guess they can extend him, but they're hesitant to. Or not hesitant, but like they're trying to get it figured out, and Deebo's being impatient, which is understandable. I've seen a lot of people, and I was even kind of in this boat, kind of getting mad at these guys because they're young and haven't proven anything really, and they're already demanding contracts like this. But this first deal after their rookie deal is so important, because it's the only time where they're really guaranteed to get money. Because this first deal, it might be 4 years long, 5 years long, and in that time frame, they can get hurt, they can fall off, anything can happen, so they're not guaranteed that second paycheck. So a lot of these young guys are really starting to take that seriously. And all 3 of these guys are top 10 wide receivers, in my opinion. So it's understandable that they want paid, and I think what's going to end up happening is Terry McLaurin's going to get extended, and then either AJ or Deebo is going to get traded. And as much as I would love Deebo in Chicago, let me tell you, that would make me very happy. It's not realistic. Chicago just doesn't have the assets to get him, unfortunately. But teams that do have the assets to go after this guy, New York, the Jets, unfortunately not the Giants, but the Jets would definitely be a team to look out for them. The Saints are another team if they can figure out a way to finagle the cap again. The Ravens definitely need a number 1 receiver right now. So I would imagine one of these guys, probably not Terry, get moved before the draft or on draft night. So that could be interesting. You have the Jets. Maybe they trade the 10th pick for one of these guys, which would be wild because that's probably what they're looking to take at 10, depending on how the board falls, obviously. And they would already get a guaranteed superstar. So I don't know. It could be interesting. What do you think about the whole contract thing, Andrew?
I think the 49ers would be idiots if they let Deebo Samuel go.
Yeah.
Especially if if I'm understanding this right, if they keep him if they keep Jimmy G
Well,
over him,
it's not
not over him,
like
but
they want
like
to keep Jimmy over him. It's just they haven't traded him yet,
money. Yeah.
and they still have to deal with that contract. Like Debo's like, I want paid right now. It's not, he's not in a position where he's like, I'll wait until you guys trade Jimmy because he doesn't know when that's going to happen. And like I said, you want to make sure you get that bag. So
Yeah.
he's just like, trade me now or pay me now or get rid of me. It's up to you. And the 49ers have been fielding calls apparently, and Chicago is one of the teams that have called about him, which I like, but also scares me because you'd have to give up like two second round picks for Debo, which would hurt because then you're not getting an offensive lineman in the second round. But yeah, I mean, I agree. They would be absolutely stupid to let him go. But John Lynch, their GM, thinks he's a genius, and he's trying to trick teams into thinking that Jimmy Garoppolo is worth more than he is, so nobody wants to trade for him, and that's the problem.
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo is maybe worse than I am at football. I'm not even kidding. I think I could step into that 49ers offense and be better than
There's
him.
a slowly growing narrative that Jimmy Garoppolo is only relevant because he's pretty. Someone
Yep.
tweeted that out, and it got a lot of traction. Which,
Yeah,
I mean,
I would agree with that.
it's that and the fact that he was supposed to be Tom Brady's successor. That's why Jimmy Garoppolo is relevant. Because
God, I hate Jimmy Garoppolo so much.
yeah.
Where did you say the snake was?
Hold on one second.
Where's the snake?
It's on the wall, right outside of the door in the laundry room. Okay, that failed miserably. I tried to pause. And it wouldn't let me pause, so it was just me like this, and then it paused and unpaused, and I didn't get to pause it for that. I love how
wonderful.
I love how shitty this recording equipment is. But yeah, basically, those guys want paid, and they deserve to get paid. Just maybe not by the teams that have them currently. I think out of those three, I would say A.J. Brown's the most likely to get moved, and I would say that New York would be a very likely destination for him. And that would be a lot of fun because I like Zach Wilson. I want to see Zach Wilson succeed. So getting him a receiver would be pretty cool. What else do we have to talk about? The USFL. It started officially. Andrew, do you have a favorite team?
No, I did see that a bunch of people deciding just based on like uniforms and stuff, but I never partook.
Partake right now. Pull up the uniforms and pick live. Well, live for me, pre-recorded for everybody else. I'm not gonna. I don't know if you know my team, and I'm not gonna tell you yet, so there's no bias.
Oh God.
I'm gonna warn you now. There's a lot of red.
There's a lot of red.
There's a lot of red. As Trippy Red once said, there's a whole lot of red. This is the whitest thing I've ever said.
Dear God. This is the right. Oh, that's a good jersey right there.
Who is it?
So much red. 1 second, I'm scrolling through them all. Yeah, it's official. I am a New Orleans Breakers fan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
1-0, best in the fucking league. New Orleans Breakers, led by superstar running back and former North Carolina Tar Heel T.J. Logan. We're just simply better. Look up the Breakers mascot for me real quick. I want you to see how drippy this man is. Everyone hates him. I disagree. I think he's a drip god.
I just like the jerseys the most.
The jerseys are clean. They're clean jerseys.
Yeah. That's crazy. He's iced out.
He's kind of iced out. His name's Dave the Wave. Hold on. All right, that time the pause worked. There's a lot going on here right now, so we're having issues that I'm needed for things, but we're back. We're good. But the big thing around the USFL right now is Davion Smith, who played for a team. I forget which team. Pittsburgh. He played for the Pittsburgh Maulers. Played for the Pittsburgh Maulers. Running back Davion Smith. He was cut because he apparently, at their like food court at the facility, requested pizza when all they had was salad. That's what it's kind of being made out to be. There's more to it than that. The team claims he broke 3 team rules within a 24-hour span, but Smith is like begging to know what those rules were because he isn't aware. But basically, the situation was something like they only had, I think it's specifically like chicken salad or something like that. And one of the people that worked at the facility brought in a box of pizza, and he was like, "Hey, can I get a piece of pizza?" And they got mad at him for it, and then he got cut. Like after the first game of the year.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. And that's not me like misunderstanding it. That's not me leaving out details. His side of the story is that it's over that. The team side of the story is that he broke the 3 rules. We don't know what those rules are. They have not disclosed that information. They have not made that apparent. All they're saying is he broke 3 team rules within a 24-hour span. And
yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, right. If they don't reveal what it was, if we don't find out what it was, then this is a horrible look for the USFL, unfortunately. I want it to succeed. I want as much football as physically possible. And it's fun football. We can talk about that in a minute. But if this is happening in this league, like they gotta, obviously they're gonna like penalize them somehow, but I don't know how you penalize them for that. I don't think you can fine the team because that might cause them to go bankrupt.
And then you're down a team.
Right, and then you're completely down a team. And I don't think this is a team, or I don't know if this league is going to have drafts. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I don't know if you can like make them forfeit a future draft pick. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something like they're forced to pay his salary or something.
Yeah, that would probably make sense.
I don't know. But if they're not disclosing what these team rules were, then I have a hard time believing that's actually the case, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But other than that, the games are fun. They are extremely fun. The first play on offense in the entire USFL was, I can't remember the 2 teams, but it was like a 40-yard pass play where the dude absolutely mossed somebody on a go route. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And there's been a lot of plays like that. The first touchdown in Breakers, or at least current Breakers history, that's another thing. Everyone's acting like all these teams are brand new, and this is the first time they've ever been seen. So everything they do is first time in team history, even though they exist before with the old USFL. But anyways, in like modern Breakers history, the first touchdown was a pick 6, and they're doing all this cool shit with camera angles. Like you can see that all the players are wearing like GoPros. So there's an angle of the pick 6 where it's from the guy's perspective. And then they're doing like little drones that are flying with kickers. So like when the ball gets kicked, the drone flies with the ball, which is really cool. But the kickers suck. Yeah. Like they're really bad. They're missing like easy gimme field goals, wide left. It's rough. I don't know. It's fun. It's football. The guys are out there enjoying themselves. And there's some like weird names in it, which like in terms of like being retired NFL guys. Like TJ Logan, who, like I said, he came from UNC. Love that guy. Sage Surratt, who is the brother of current Vikings linebacker and former Tar Heel Chaz Surratt. He's in there. Shea Patterson, Paxton Lynch. I don't know. There's a lot of like former NFL guys in there that were like so bad that they were memed on, and now they're like the star players of this league.
Yeah.
Except for Paxton Lynch. He got subbed in because they benched I think he's a Michigan Panther. And they benched their quarterback. Paxton Lynch came in and played like absolute dog shit. So there might already be like a Cleveland Browns of the USFL with the Michigan Panthers. Oh, speaking of the Browns, I want to talk about this. I told you before the recording. The NFL is currently investigating them for allegedly tanking in 2016 and 2017. And all I'm saying is the team kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad for the fans, obviously. Like, they're gonna, if it's true, they'll have to, like, forfeit draft picks and shit, which sucks because they already have limited draft picks as is, given the Deshaun Watson trade. But first of all, you traded for Deshaun Watson, so you do not
Yeah.
deserve good things.
Yeah. Scumbags.
And they're treating Baker Mayfield like shit, which, I mean, it's a business, it's gonna happen, but still, I like Baker. They're being mean to him. And then if 2016 and 2017 were two of the worst seasons of football ever by any team, so if those were intentional, they should just be executed because no fan should ever have to watch their team do that. It was
Yeah.
horrid.
What about the fans, man? They
Yeah,
had to go through 2
exactly.
years of tanking.
Some of the most loyal fans in football history, sports history even. You're going to do that to them? I mean, they got Myles Garrett out of it, so it's not a complete loss. But still, that seems icky. That's the best way to sum it up. It's icky. I don't like it. All right, let's get into the and more stuff. That's what we're gonna start calling it when we stop talking about sports. The and more. Um, First thing is Warner Brothers was bought out by Discovery. Did you see that? You know,
No?
like the Discovery Channel, like Discovery Kids, all
Yeah.
that. They bought Warner Brothers
Why?
because they fucking could. They're Discovery. And they're wanting to take the DC universe in a new direction. They said Superman hasn't been treated right in years, which is so true. And I'm so glad somebody's fucking recognizing that. Because
Yeah.
nobody has done Superman. The best portrayal of Superman in live action is that shitty CW show, Superman and Lois. That's how bad it's been that the CW did Superman right, and nobody else has been able to. Because Superman is not this all powerful god personality wise. Like, he is. But personality wise, he's a goofy farm kid from Kansas.
Yeah.
And nobody ever wants to play into that. He's always like a Batman v Superman in the DCU. They treat him like he's a god, a Superman, but like this almighty figure that thinks he's above everybody, and I hate it. That's not Superman.
Yeah, they always have the evil Superman. Every single one of Superman's stories is turned into Superman being evil.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
and I
is
mean,
always boring. It's
there's
bad
there's a
and
time and
not
place
realistic.
for that. Those can be fun. Like Injustice, that's great, where Superman decides he's the almighty dictator that decides what is and isn't morally correct. That's a fun one-off story. But that's not the character of Superman. That is not Clark Kent. That is a single story. That's not how it should be. Superman, like I said, should be this goofy little farm kid. Like the Superman and Lois show, there's a scene where he stops some sort of crime, and a little kid walks over to him and he's like, "Hey, I like your suit, mister." And he looks down and goes, "Thanks, my mom made it," and then flies off. Like, that's Superman. That was straight up pulled from the comics. That scene is pulled from the comics, and that's Superman. That's perfect Superman. And like cartoons have done it right. The Justice League did it right. Young Justice does it right. Superman the animated series. Superman is a human. Like he didn't know he was an alien at birth. He thought he was a human for the longest time, and then eventually his powers kind of showed up. That's how Superman should be portrayed. He didn't come here as a full. He's not Omni Man. He's not Omni Man from Invincible. He's something completely different, and nobody does that correctly. So I'm glad they recognize that, and hopefully we'll get a real Superman movie coming up. And then because of that, because of them buying that and talking about how they want to redo the DC universe, there's a lot of stories about Zack Snyder's vision for the DCEU if it would have continued, and they make me want to die.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Have you seen them?
I saw like one video about it on TikTok.
Oh my god, dude! He wanted Superman's son to be Batman. Okay? So his full plan. You know how it? Have you seen the extended cut of Justice League?
Yeah.
So you know how they do like that post-apocalyptic thing at the end, where there's like the Joker and he's fucking with Batman. So basically, the plan there was everyone in that little group was going to die except for the Flash. And then the Flash was going to die because he was going to run back in time to warn Batman that Lois Lane would die, which would set off Superman. So then Batman was going to die saving Lois, which would prevent evil Superman. and then Lois and Superman would have a son, which would take up the mantle of Batman, and that would be how it ended. And that is horrid.
Yeah. That is disgusting.
The only person that should ever take up the mantle of Batman is somebody who has worn the Robin uniform. Nobody else. Nobody else. Zack Snyder had no idea what he was. As soon as I saw Batman wielding guns in the desert, I knew he had no idea what he was doing. Batman does not kill. That is like Batman's one rule. And when you have Batman kill, you are ruining the character.
Yeah, and especially with guns.
Exactly. Batman doesn't use guns. There's an entire story. Are you familiar with Batman Beyond?
I've heard of it. Yes.
Okay. That entire story starts because Batman gets old and is unable to defend himself, so he pulls a gun on a criminal and retires because he wants nothing to do with fighting crime after that. That is what starts that whole story. Batman is so anti-gun and anti-killing people, and then fucking Zack Snyder was like, fuck it, let's have him gun down terrorists.
What?
What the fuck? I hate it. I hate it. I just hate it. And I'm so glad that we have Matt Reeves doing Batman correctly right now. And I keep seeing so many speculation videos about that and how so many people want Robin in the sequel, and that makes me so happy. Because I cannot preach enough. I've said it, I think, every episode for like a month now, that live action Dick Grayson needs to happen. It needs to happen correctly. And Matt Reeves is the one person I think that can do it.
Matt Reeves is a fantastic director to have on, especially Batman, because he's just so faithful to what is going on in the comics and in their stories.
Yeah. They released The Batman on HBO Max, and I rewatched it last night and today. I've watched it twice in the past 2 days because I fucking love that movie. And it's just perfection. And then I found out where the Joker deleted scene fits in, and I'm kind of glad they took it out. I think we talked about that before, where we were like happy because he would have taken over the whole movie. It would have completely like outshined the Riddler. And it was supposed to be right after they find, I can't remember who it was, but the guy with the rats, the rat cage. Do you not remember that? Where he put the rat cage on the politician's head. You don't remember that? That was one of the ways he killed him, or killed the guys. He put a cage full of rats on his head, and that was when he pulled out his phone and he was doing like the, hey guys, he was trying to be a live streamer on his phone.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be right after that. Oh, hold on. Kenny Beecham just tweeted about Jimmy Butler. What's Jimmy doing? It's 111 to 110.
Oh my god.
So they started to come back. But Jimmy's got 45.
Oh my god.
He's got 45 with a minute left. Listen, Jimmy G Buckets, you know what the G stands for. That's my favorite nickname in all of basketball, I think, Jimmy G Buckets.
Jimmy G Buckets, yeah, makes sense.
Tyler Hero's got 11 off the bench. Okay, he's providing more than he did last game. Oh, okay, there's one last thing I wanted to talk about. Have you heard about the Minecraft movie?
What?
So there's going to be a Minecraft movie.
Oh no.
And they cast their star. Andrew, get on your computer and look up who it is. I don't want to be the one to tell you.
Now I'm like nervous.
I don't know if he's meant to play Steve or like a different character, but he's been cast as the lead, the main star.
Am I seeing this right?
I don't know. Who are you seeing?
Right? Is it Steve Carell?
No. It's worse.
No way.
You see the guy that you have a bit of a personal connection to, right?
No way.
Andrew, you want to tell the people who it is?
If I'm wrong, if I'm looking at the wrong website, this is so embarrassing again. But is it Jason Momoa?
It is Jason Momoa.
What? are they doing? What is that? Why? Why are they making? Why is he in the movie? Why are they making a Minecraft
Again,
movie?
I don't know if he's meant to play Steve or if he's going to play like an original character.
My God,
But that's your
I
star,
can't take it.
Jason
can't take
Momoa.
I can't believe that.
Now my question is, I'm kind of hoping it's animated, and he's just going to be the voice actor.
I hope it doesn't come out. Actually,
No, it's going to come out. They're going to capitalize on Minecraft. That's how capitalism works. But I don't know. I don't think you could do a live action Minecraft movie unless they're just going to say fuck it and nothing's blocks. But that would completely defeat the purpose.
but then that's not Minecraft.
Yeah.
Dear God, what can you possibly make a Minecraft movie about?
I don't know. Maybe it's like Steve's journey to fight the Ender Dragon. It's like a survival movie.
God.
Now, what it needs to be about.
If it's like Jumanji,
I didn't even consider that. No, listen. They couldn't get The Rock, so they got Jason Momoa. It's going to be Jumanji, but with Minecraft.
Couldn't get Jack Black, so they got Steve Carell.
Is Steve Carell cast in it? Is that confirmed?
I looked it up, and that was the first actor that came up when I said it. I hope to God.
There's no
I
way.
hope to God it's not him.
Okay. So this is from the Minecraft wiki. Minecraft the movie.
It only says
Jason Momoa. So it was supposed to come out March 4th, 2022, but didn't. Oh my god. Plot. A teenage girl and her unlikely group of adventurers must save their beautiful, blocky overworld after the malevolent Ender Dragon sets out on a path of destruction. Andrew, it's Jumanji. It's Jumanji with the Ender Dragon.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So Steve Carell was originally supposed to be in it, but then he had scheduling conflicts. So they replaced him with Jason Momoa.
They play Steve Carell with Jason Momoa. Are you joking, man?
I hope to God that they don't change the script at all. And Jason Momoa is just going to play an awkward little white guy. But the fact that it's about a teenage girl and not, like, they haven't cast the lead. They just cast Jason Momoa. Unless Jason Momoa is going to be playing the avatar of a teenage girl, which would literally be Jumanji.
It literally is Jumanji, literally.
Oh
Dear
my
God.
no. No.
This might be the worst movie of all time.
Oh, dear God, no. I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was funny. Now I hate everything.
Oh my God. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's a serious...
Listen, do you remember how bad it was when they announced the cast of the Mario movie? When it was like Chris Pratt and all them? Yeah. They just need to make this worse. That needs to be their goal. They need to make this... It's not salvageable to be a good movie. So their goal needs to be to make this movie so bad that it's hilarious. They need to do like some crazy shit. They need to cast like, fuck, what's his name? Oh, this is gonna bother me. Christian Bale. I couldn't think of Christian Bale's name. They need to cast Christian Bale as a villager, but make the villager the same character he played in American Psycho. So it's Patrick Bateman as a villager. Because, you know, everyone makes the jokes about, like, the Sigma mentality where he's, you know, like that. You need to make that a character in the movie as the villagers. The villagers need to be Sigma males. And then the creeper needs to be, like, I was going to say Betty White, but she died. I forgot. You need to make the creeper like Amy Schumer. And and then make like Jack Black play the Gasts, and then have
You would eat that up.
Nosh, yep, have Notch be in the movie, played by like Keanu Reeves.
Enough.
Like you just need to make it as cursed as possible. Like literally, the worst possible cast, the worst possible movie. That's the only way you salvage it now.
Yeah. Like
Because
terrible CGI.
no CGI, $0 budget. They're all wearing like Minecraft Steve cardboard hats or cardboard masks, and just like so. Jason Momoa is Steve. He takes his hair, puts it up in like the little helmet. He wears a blue T-shirt and a pair of gray pants. That's his full costume, and he's just running out in the field somewhere. And the Ender Dragon, instead of CGI, someone just like in post takes a JPEG of the Ender Dragon and has it like fly around with a mouse, and you can clearly see that it's like moving around.
Like a JPEG with like a black background against like the sky,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like daytime sky.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Yeah, you don't even cut it out. Make it like a full image with the background and everything. Oh dear God! And like leave in the shitty like mic quality so you can hear like Jason Momoa panting, like in between takes. And you don't actually no takes, one shot. You record the whole movie in one sitting. No matter what happens, no matter how many times people break character, forget their lines, you just keep it going.
Yeah.
That movie would make millions.
It would definitely make $1 or $2 at least.
No, I think legitimately, if you made a movie that bad, people would go see it. Ironically, like you could make money off of that.
Yeah.
Like if you had it's a Warner Brothers movie. It's being made by Warner Brothers. Ironically, I didn't even realize that until I was reading the wiki article. If a big name studio like that came out and made a movie that was that bad, people would watch it just for the meme value.
Yeah.
Like that would be hysterical.
Morbius is.
Morbius tried to be good, Andrew. There's a difference.
Huge difference, man.
I'm still disappointed that movie's credits didn't start with Dr. Michael Morbius to the tune of fucking Hamilton.
Yes.
I'm still disappointed that wasn't real. I knew it wasn't real when I asked you, but I wanted it to be real so bad.
The movie was a disappointment. Like I can't get over that.
I'm so sorry you had to watch it.
I wasted $20, man.
You wasted, what, like 2.5 hours of your life that you'll never get back?
2.5 hours, $20, and my soul.
Yeah, it took part of your soul. Shaved like 12 years off your life.
I deserve it. That was my punishment.
Oh, goodness. Oh. Alright, I think... Oh, wait, the game ended. Hold on. Who won between the Hawks and the Heat? The Heat won. The Heat ended up winning by 10. And Jimmy had 45, 5, 6, and 2.
Oh my god.
Jimmy G. Buckets.
Yep.
The man himself. Alright, I think we're about done here. I think that's everything. We can wrap it up now. Make sure to subscribe. We're getting really close to 100. We got like 10 subs between videos, or between podcast episodes, which is big. We're going to continue to be posting more in between episodes. Andrew's getting his equipment together to start making, what is it you want to do, movie reviews?
Movie reviews and character breakdowns.
He wants to really tap into the and more market.
Yep.
While I continue to talk nonsense about football. I had someone ask me to make videos on YouTube talking about positions, like giving football 101 type lessons. So that might be something I do.
Start posting shorter videos because...
Yeah, well, you know, they have the shorts feature on YouTube.
Well, yeah, but...
I'm going to start using that. I'm going to upload... I've been doing a lot of like prospect overviews on TikTok. I'm going to save all of those and post them on YouTube so they're all in one place. Because if not, you have to like bounce around my TikTok, and I know that's inconvenient. I started doing that. I made one and did that. So I'm going to keep doing it. But, yeah, I mean, we do need to make shorter videos. To like... like when I made that mock draft, I was anticipating that to be like 20 minutes long. The Bears one, and it ended up being like 40. So you need to find ways to make it shorter. I think if I start,
Editing will probably help, but
yeah, I think if I start doing quizzes like I said I wanted to do on Sporkle, I can make those like 10, 15 minutes.
the Sporkle episodes for
I
sure.
mean, they're fun. People can laugh at me when I don't know basic things because I'm under pressure. That's like the appeal of those.
Yeah.
Plus, people like to watch along and see if they can figure it out. So, I'll have to start doing that. My hat is in my eyes. I never realized that. When I talk, most of the time I'm like this so you cannot see my face. I guess that's the one downside to wearing a hat, but my hair is always beyond fucked. So I can't just leave it. Oh, okay. Interesting notification I just got. Anyways, that's going to be all from us today. Make sure to subscribe. Shit, I'm supposed to ask a comment. That did well on my mock draft when I asked people to leave a comment. What should the one for this episode be? What would be your most cursed cast for the Minecraft movie? It doesn't have to be a full cast, just one character and one actor or actress. Just any one example. That's what it'll be. Andrew, you come up with one, and then we'll let everyone in the comments come up with one. I already said mine. Amy Schumer is a creeper.
You super is a creeper. Dear God. James Corden as a wolf that turns into the companion of.
I could. The worst part is we say that's cursed. That's realistic.
That is realistic. And they're gonna like put his face on the dog as well. They would do that.
So cats.
Just cats. Just cats, but as a
So-
dog in the Minecraft movie.
No. Even better, just have him play an ocelot and bring over the CGI from cats, but make it blocky.
It's the same character.
It's the same exact character, but blocky. That's perfect. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So there you go. Amy Schumer is a creeper, Jason Momoa is Steve, and James Corden is an ocelot. That's just his character from Cats. Dear God. Once again, you will never hear that said on another sports podcast ever. We are truly bringing one-of-a-kind content to this platform. Bull Testicles and James Corden. That's the title of this episode.
Great job.
Bull
Let's go.
Testicles, James Corden, and
That's
Jimmy
right.
Butler. That's the title of this episode. Not actually. I think that's against YouTube's terms
I
of
was gonna
service.
say, testicles would get us hanged.
Bull balls, bull nuts. Something.
Bull nuts.
Bull nuts. All right, I'm just going to end it. No more